it is time to organize using the Creality Falcon 2. Alright, so if you guys didn't see the video already, we made our new container on the property into a nice little storage workshop area for us to work in and store all of our tools and accessories and all that fun stuff. But we've encountered a little bit of a problem. We need to organize all of our hardware. We have a lot of hardware that we've acquired over the years of building, and if you guys didn't already know, we really like to repurpose and reuse as much materials as we can. With that being said, we have a lot of hardware that needs to be organized. So today we're gonna be using the Creality Falcon 2 to create some organizational pieces that we'll use in our new container. Should be pretty fun, should turn out pretty good. It's the first time we've ever built anything like this with a laser, so let the fun begin. Today we are going to be organizing our storage workshop container, specifically where our workbench is. This video is sponsored by Creality, and we're going to be using the Creality Falcon 2 for this project. The Creality Falcon 2 laser comes in 12 watt, 22 watt, and 40 watt, and today we are using the 40 watt version. The 40 watt laser head is really powerful, and we've actually cut 3/4 inch wood in one pass with it in a previous project, which is really impressive. The Creality Falcon 2 has an ultra-fast cutting speed of 25,000 millimeters per minute, which greatly improves productivity. The integrated air assist helps significantly with cutting and engraving, and the laser is capable of cutting and engraving a lot of different materials, giving many possibilities on what can be created with it. First up, we had to cut the plywood we bought so it would fit in the work area of the laser. We ended up getting 1/8 inch and 1/4 inch oak plywood, which actually causes some problems with our project, so stay tuned to find out why. Now that the plywood is cut, let the organizing begin. First thing you'll notice is we got an enclosure for the laser. This is super important, and I highly recommend one if you have an open laser. In our previous projects, we didn't use one because the entire side of our house was still under construction and it was completely open. We were basically in an outside covered space, so ventilation wasn't a problem. But if you are indoors, you absolutely need an enclosure and ventilation system to deal with the smoke and fumes from what you're cutting. This one is from Creality and fits this laser perfectly, and it's not very expensive. Before I cut out any of the DIY organizers, I'm going to do a quick test to make sure the settings are good. We set the height with the little height gauge that comes with the laser. Once we closed the enclosure, we were ready for the first test. I drew a simple rectangle on the Lightburn software to make sure the speed and power settings were accurate. Okay, so I just ran a little test and I think it worked perfectly. So I'm gonna keep that. We got the speed at 600 and the power at 80%. So now we're gonna put in one of the bigger sheets of plywood, the larger sheets rather, and cut the first organizer out. So now that we have the settings figured out, we are going to be cutting out this organizer. I'll include a link to this file in the description. First thing I have to do is bring the laser back to the home position and then frame the design to make sure the design will fit.
Launch sequence initiated. All systems go.
Okay, the laser just finished cutting our little desk organizer, and I must say the enclosure makes a huge difference. As I mentioned before, half of the house was completely open when we did our other laser project with this laser, so it wasn't so much of a deal to have a little bit of smoke because we were basically more or less outside. But now everything is kind of closed, so that would be very bad if it was just super smoky in here, so this makes a big difference. Very much recommend to have some kind of enclosure and ventilation system with any laser. So we're gonna pull out the pieces that we cut, put them together, get the next design in the laser, and start cutting it while we work on putting this together. So as you can see, the laser cut out the design perfectly in one pass, and the cuts are really clean and precise. Now we're gonna run a test on the 1/4-inch oak plywood we got for the next design. Since this plywood is a little thicker, I changed the settings to a speed of 400 and the power to 100%. I think the settings are perfect. We just cut this little rectangle out and I think it's spot on. It's great. So we're gonna go ahead and cut out our next little storage item and keep moving. While this one cuts in there, we are going to hang out and put together the other one that we just cut out so we can do a little bit of double tasking. The next design we are going to be cutting out are some stackable open storage boxes. Again, I will include all the laser file links in the description for those that are interested. And this is where we ran into an issue with the size of the plywood.
This one is really.
So we made a little bit of a mistake, all thanks to the Imperial measurement system. The plywood that we have is 1/8, and the files that I downloaded are in millimeters. So I either had the choice between 3 millimeters or 4 millimeters. 3 millimeters is a little tiny bit too small, and 4 millimeters is a little tiny bit big. So I went for the 3 millimeter one, thinking, okay, maybe that will be a tight fit. But it's a little too tight because we cannot get them to fit at all in the little openings that they need to go in, like such as this. So I think what we're gonna end up doing is cutting it out in 4 millimeters and see if that is a viable option. You live, you learn, and yeah, we're learning. The 4 millimeter size was a little bit big, but totally manageable. We ended up using a little bit of super glue to hold everything together. If you played with Legos as a kid, or even as an adult, I highly recommend getting a laser engraver. Same, but different. So I recut the organizational bin that I messed up on the sizing. Like I said before, we cut it at 3 millimeters and it was too small. We cut it at 4 millimeters just now and it fit. It was a little bit big, so we did have to use some super glue to kind of make sure everything held together, but it came out so great. Look at this. perfect. So now we got some storage for our little workshop area. Now we are going to cut some of these storage boxes and work on that. Back to the open stackable storage boxes, which are clutch for a wide variety of storage needs like bathroom organization, office spaces, and toy rooms, but they are especially great for garages. So that was a success, and we cut out the good size. So we got 1/4 inch for the file size and 1/4 inch plywood. So they should fit together perfectly. So now what we're gonna do is come over here, put them together, and while we are trying to put them together, cut more because we want to do a couple of them so they all stack and go together as a set. So assemble, cut, and on we go. These came out amazing, and it's gonna make organizing all of our bolts and screws and small items so convenient and easy. Okay, 1 down, 3 to go. We still added a little super glue to be sure everything stayed in place. The laser cuts were so precise, the storage boxes stacked up perfectly, and since we made them out of 1/4 inch plywood, they are pretty well balanced. So Viant is putting together the box that we just cut over there, and I am cutting the last box in the Creality Falcon 2. I have something a little bit different planned for this box. I'm going to laser engrave a little text on the front of the box just to do something a little bit different. And yeah, I think that'll add a nice little touch to that. I ran a quick test on engraving the text to see what settings I should use, and I landed on a speed of 1200 and the power at 12%. I think these turned out amazing. And it's really cool because these can be customized with any font on any side, so they're really versatile. The Creality Falcon did a great job engraving the text. I really love how it turned out. So last but not least, we are going to be cutting out another kind of stackable storage bin. We ran out of the thicker plywood, so we ended up using the 1/8 inch plywood to cut these designs. These were really hard to fit together, so I had to use my primitive hammer to make them all fit. So I just finished cutting out the last little storage box that we're going to be making for the night. So I'm gonna pull it out of the laser and then put it together, and tomorrow we are going to organize everything, give all of our random bits of hardware and tools a new home, and we're one more step to being way more organized, which is a really good feeling. I love when things are very organized. So I'm gonna pull this out, build it, and check back in with you tomorrow. So just finished all of our organizing boxes. So we got a few different options here, and this little organizer and these two. So tomorrow we're gonna go through and organize them, and let's see what will go where. So now that all of our new organization boxes are finished, now it's time to organize. So we have all of our storage boxes here on our little workshop bench area, and we are just gonna fill them with all of our stuff. It's a great way to have storage if you have like a workshop, a garage. They're great for makeup, for the bathroom. I mean, it's endless. They're just very, very versatile, and you can use them for a lot of different things, and you can make them a bunch of different sizes. The Creality Falcon 2 cut them no problem, and everything went super well with this project, and I'm super happy to have some organization on our workshop desk bench thing. This was a really easy, fun, and productive project with the Creality Falcon 2. Everything turned out amazing, the cuts are super crisp, and the engraving is nice and sharp. And overall, I'm really happy. Having a laser engraver really opens up a lot of doors on what you can create, and we've had a great experience with using the Creality Falcon 2 for a few of our projects. I'm really looking forward to using the laser for a wide variety of projects once the house is finished. So many ideas. Anyways, be sure to click the exclusive link in the description to pick up a Creality Falcon 2 laser engraver. Just want to say special thank you to Creality for sponsoring this video. I'll include all the links in the description for the products that we use, as well as for the laser and everything like that. So head down to the description to check that out, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Help support our channel by leaving a comment, liking, and sharing this video. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with our projects and adventures on Pacific Pines Ranch. We put out new videos every Saturday, and sometimes even during the week, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss any. Okay, bye!